So Texas Republican Troy Nehls, this guy right here, rocking the Donald Trump dick licker high tops. So this guy was asked a really simple question. How are House Republicans fighting to make life more affordable for the American people? So listen to what this jackfuck said.
How do House Republicans make the case that you're fighting for affordability when you go back to your districts?
Affordability? What are you talking about?
Affordability is the big...
I'm going to go there tomorrow. Over the 4th. I'm going to get me a couple big lobster tails. I'm going to get me some nice ribeyes. I'm going to sit in my backyard with my family, my neighbors. And we're going to be enjoying the 4th, celebrating 250 years.
His answer wasn't policy, it wasn't empathy, it was affordability. What are you talking about? Followed by a little speech about the big lobster tails and nice ribeyes he's going to eat in his backyard on the 4th. When Midas Touch reporters pointed out that around 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, he didn't even pretend to care. He literally said, maybe it's the 60% of the Americans don't work as hard as I do. Listen.
Do you think the 60% of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck can afford lobster tails and ribeyes and all of that?
Maybe not. Maybe the 60% of America don't work as hard as I do either.
And he says this while his own party's leadership, MAGA Mike Johnson, keeps canceling House votes and sending Congress home anytime he doesn't have the votes to get his way, even during a government shutdown, so members can have an extra vacation instead of doing their jobs. This is a member of Congress on a schedule that has them in session barely half the year, walking down the Capitol steps after yet another shortened work week, bragging about steak and lobster and telling the majority of the country they're basically lazy. And of course he made sure to say he'll be celebrating the greatest president of my lifetime, Donald J. Trump, while he does it, because nothing sums up the GOP quite like eating surf and turf paid for by donors while telling you to just work harder if you want to afford groceries. These people invoke the American people every time the camera turns on. They say it like some fucking incantation or something. But when they're not reading a script, they say what they really mean. If you can't afford lobster on the 4th, that's your fault, not theirs. The sooner we stop sending these selfish donor-funded career politicians like this back to Congress, the sooner we can get people in office who actually understand what it means to live on a budget instead of on a packed credit card. Because if your representative hears that 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and their instinct is to brag about lobster and tell you to work harder, they're not real leaders. They're parasites on the system, and it's time for us to cut them off.